Okay, what's actually not been down and has actually done very well for the past few sessions is Biocon. It's finding favor with brokerages, has seen a lot of buy calls as well. And brokerages too have, as I said, have been bullish. MS Morgan Stanley, for example, they've written in a note extensively yesterday about why they are overweight on the stock, the target price much higher than the current price as well. We thought it best to get Kiran Mazumdar Shaw and speak in detail about what the outlook is for the year and probably for the next few quarters as well. She joins us right now on the show. Good having you, Ms. Shaw. Thanks so much for joining in. Now, we were going through those brokerage notes, and it's known, of course, that you're aiming for $1 billion of sales by 2018. Lay it out for us. I mean, how do you see the company building strength on the current base, and what's the plan for a global biosimilar platform as well?
Well, the way I'd like to sort of put it is that we have focused on creating key growth drivers, and we have structured the company along those growth drivers, and I think every one of these growth drivers is beginning to deliver very strongly for us. So let me just take you through these growth drivers. The first is our small molecules business vertical, which really is about our historic statins and immunosuppressants API business. And this particular vertical going forward is envisioned to go up the value chain along an ANDA path, and that we believe will really sort of improve the quality of earnings in this particular vertical, which for a long time was under pressure because of commoditization of statins particularly. Now, if you look at biosimilars, which is a very, very important vertical for us, this comprises both biosimilar insulins and insulin analogs, as well as the biosimilar monoclonal antibodies and biologics, which we have largely partnered with Mylan. Now, going forward, we believe that anyway, insulins is firing very strongly for us even today because of our large presence in emerging markets, where the demand is absolutely outstripping our ability to supply and meet that demand. So it's a good problem to have, but we hope that with the Malaysia facility kicking in by 2015-2016, we will be able to then meet the entire demand. So I think this is a very, very important vertical for us. And of course, we expect to follow the insulin success in emerging markets with our monoclonal antibodies. Herceptin being the first off the block, and we hope that this is going to be our first biosimilar monoclonal antibody to be launched in this market, hopefully by the end of this fiscal. Now, coming to branded formulations, which is our India-centric business, this is growing very robustly, and we believe that as we build our brand presence in the market, we are seeing good, strong, steady, sustainable growth. We've also been very differentiated as a branded formulations business because 50% of our brands are biologics, which is very differentiated in the marketplace. And we've recently added our novel biologic Alzumab, which I must say has had a very good start to its launch. And then we talk about our research services business, which of course is, as you know, been delivering year on year 25% plus growth, and with a very healthy EBITDA margin of 30 plus. So I think this is a business that we are really investing in very strongly. We have a customer base of over 100 very key large customers globally, and it's a very diverse portfolio of customers, from pharma to agri to material science to polymer science companies to the nutrition-led companies like Abbott. So I think this is a business that we are very, very confident in terms of growth opportunities, and I think it is clearly leading the way in terms of a research services company. And going forward, we expect that the ratio of research services and manufacturing services is going to shift, as a 50-50 blend between pure play research services and manufacturing services, which basically indicates that the growth is going to be fairly exponential. So I think why I say this is because, we have 6 of the molecules that we are developing for our customers in phase 3 development, and if any of these make it to the market, it opens up a huge manufacturing service opportunity.
Right. Ms.
And
Shaw?
then finally we have the novel biologics pipeline.
Yeah, I was, since we are
which is also delivering very well for us.
Oh, absolutely. But how do you see the prospects for itolizumab? Also, do you have plans to out-license this particular molecule over the next 12 months in the US or EU? How's that shaping up?
Well, itolizumab has been a very strong success for us. I think it basically endorses and validates the kind of investment that we've been making in novel programs and drug innovation, and we obviously expect to unlock huge value from this asset. So, the first strong signal is about getting regulatory approval in India, and I think the Indian data is going to bolster a lot of the global kind of efforts that are going to be made into developing this asset globally. And certainly we are looking at partnering this asset for global markets like the US and Europe and of course other markets, and we are in discussions with a large number of very interested players. And yes, as you said, we are hopeful that in the next 12 months we will be able to partner this asset in a very meaningful way, because I think this is one asset that is what we like to describe as a pipeline with several products in one particular molecule. So it's a pipeline in a product, which I think is what makes it very attractive, because right now it's been indicated for psoriasis, but we've also got phase 2 data in rheumatoid arthritis, we have got preclinical data in multiple sclerosis, and we have other early stage data on many other autoimmune indications. That's what makes this asset so important and so exciting.
Ms. Shaw, just the last couple of questions. Firstly, your target of revenues by 2018, are there upsides to that by any of the verticals that you spoke about having much better reception and therefore much higher growth than what you currently envisage?
Absolutely. I think every one of these growth verticals has a huge upside attached to it. We've been very conservative about the growth prospects based on today's opportunities, but as we move towards the market in many of these opportunities, I think there will only be an upside. That's the way we look at it.
Now, very quickly, Ms. Shaw, on the currency side, how are you hedging your positions? You would have gained considerably because of the pound and the dollar strength.
Well, yes, our businesses are largely export oriented, so we do benefit a lot from a weak rupee. But having said that, we do have a lot of import components. So, but net we are positive. I think the only one challenge for us, and that too just restricted to this one quarter, is the hedge that we took on a very large contract research business that we entered into with BMS at Syngene. But so this quarter is going to be the last of that particular hedge that we took. But beyond that, I think the year ahead is only going to be very, very positive in terms of earnings for Syngene, in terms of its business, which is really largely export led, with very little import component. So I think overall the group 10 is net positive. But having said that, I'm very concerned about the present economic situation, because the rupee is in free fall, and there are no rabbits to pull to really sort of salvage the situation from the way I look at what's happening. So I think we need to ensure that all exports are really boosted to the hilt, because that's the only saving grace.
Well, Ms. Shaw, that makes 3 of us on the television screen itself, alone rather, who are concerned, and more so. I mean, we hear these voices every day. But yeah, point well taken, Ms. Shaw. Thanks so much for just joining in and giving us that brief update of the plans for Biocon. We wish you all the best with all of these and hope they fructify much better than what you currently envisage. That's Biocon finding a lot of favor with brokerages at least. The stock has done well too. 337, up by close to, well, 0.25% in today's session. But, well, what may prove to be a bit of an uptick for KC International.